So, hi everyone, welcome if you're a hashtag newbie, and welcome if you're a hashtag oldie, of course. My name's Claire, not Crystal, and I'm here to heal your help you empower you to heal, rather, your inner divine feminine, inner divine masculine within you. That's what inner means, ops. And and within a twin flame connection, whatever's going on there, whether it's a whole lot of something, a whole lot of nothing. But like I always say, there's always a whole lot of something going on, even if it's just energetically. But the times we live in, there's a lot more than that going on for at least some of us. I've just been led to this card, seek the truth. I release all blame and turn within to seek the truth. I affirm that I am willing to release the causes and patterns of my consciousness that are creating any negative conditions in my life. But that's interesting because that's these affirmation cards, and when I see the ones I've got the black background, I always feel it's kind of like Dark Night of the Soul stuff. And I just finished the wee Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine shorts that I do. I've been keeping up with them every day for the past few weeks, but I was having a wee break looking after my sister's kids the last couple of days, so I'm fucking knackered, but that's not what I was going to say. Just, they're so much fun, but oh my god. So yeah, basically, I just pulled the, what was it for again, these they don't always correlate together. They can be timeless, but if it happens to make sense to you, both of them together, I'll just repeat. I won't do that every day, but because I literally just done it, and even now I'm struggling to remember what the fuck it was. Oh yeah, Divine Feminine had very stuck energy actually. And I did that. I really resonated with that today. And again, it's like I've just felt, oh, I've just got no energy. Do you know what I mean? Like, just so for whoever else feels like that, and don't really judge it. I've spoke to other people on the same wave as me, divine feminines, and it's, yeah, just burnt out energy. Do you know what I mean? So just trust yourself if you're really, really needing a rest there too. Because when I've checked in the cut, basically it was, like, it was the Five of Wands, and then it was Eight of Swords, so it was kind of like, conflict within, I felt it was conflict within yourself, so kind of being stuck in your head or stuck with something. And then it was before I pulled it that I pulled the Eight of Swords. So again, I really did just sort of feel that there's, some kind of internal conflict being stuck in your mind, whether it's literally something that you know in your own life, or you're just feeling this stuck feeling. And I personally feel you're picking up on whatever your masculine's going on right now for quite a lot of you. Obviously, some of you will literally be stuck with something in your own life. And then the masculine's cards today completely confirmed that, because then we have the Ten of Wands, which is the card that it's like it can't get any worse. It depends which way you look at it. Again, Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords, these are like, Ten of Wands is carrying the burdens. You've got to put the burdens down. You can't take any more, kind of thing. You're that stressed out. Again, burnt out, which is why I'm saying a lot of divine feminines may be feeling burnt out because their divine masculine is burnt out or about to burn out, something like that. And I also just feel when we get to this sort of, towards the last few months of the year, people are going to start to just feel exhausted on all levels. Well, I definitely do. I feel exhausted all year, so I'm not an example. Ten of Wands, and then it was the Hermit again about healing inwards, internal, going inwards. So this again feels like a lot of divine masculines doing a lot of shadow work, whether you're kind of like just started it in the thick of it or kind of coming out the end of it. I just feel there's exhaustion there, because that is what the Ten of Wands is about to me. And I said the Ten of Swords, I didn't pull the Ten of Swords, but Ten of Swords is like heartbreak, betrayals, being backstabbed, like painful endings basically. So that could be relevant to some as well, because I didn't pull it but I said it. And 10-10 as well could be significant there. That's obviously it's the first today, so about 10 days away, 9 days away. And that's often considered a portal of sorts. When is there not a fucking portal going on? But it could have some other kind of significance, because 10-10 is something that I always seem to home in on. No matter what time of the year it is, 10-10 always comes up as an important twin flame portal for me, really. Like what I notice when we're working with people. And 10 is endings and beginnings, so it's not quite the end, it's not quite the beginning, it's a liminal space is what I always see that as, in between. Oh yeah, and then that brings me nicely the in between energy between the twin flames today. Because it was the Ten of Wands, and it was, sorry, because it's the fairy cards, I have to really think what it was with the tarot. It was the 10 of Wands, it was the Hermit, and then it was the Tower. So if you know the tarot, it's like, oh, fuck. Basically all of it, all the cards for Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine is all really quite challenging energy. And again, it's spiritual warfare. I get sick of saying it, but it's the truth. The amount of spiritual attack, spiritual warfare that is put upon twin flame unions, especially at full moons. I get drawn to this, and again, isn't that funny because it's this for December, but I just got drawn to the full moon there, and we've just come out of that full moon weekend. That was really intense. I just found it completely exhausting, and like I said, that yeah, that is going to have a lot to do with the fact that I was looking after two kids as well. But it's even without that, I think I would have been exhausted. But it's yeah, heavy energy. So you have my empathy, those parents out there that you have to deal with that all the time. Again, so much fun. And it's funny because Aries full moon is about children. So I was absolutely meant to be in that place this weekend. Because as much as I'm tired and oh god, tantrums at times, it's I said to my mum at one point, I was like, and some people don't believe in full moons, as I watched my 3-year-old niece have a meltdown. And then like 2 seconds later I was like, can we make cupcakes? I was like, oh my god. You got to laugh. But yeah, anyway, blah 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 blah. It is about children, so I had a lot of inner child fun because we did indeed. Well, actually, it's not me; it's my mum done it, but we did make cupcakes. We made sausage rolls yesterday. I'm sure my mum made something else at one, but I can't even remember. Yeah, we just got the bacon on. Oh my god! Now I didn't really want to make these videos about the whole me sharing the downloads about the films, but I mean, let's face it, that's what I'm all about. So I might share about this film at another time, but I watched the most beautiful. It's a kids' film, but I think it's more for adults. But it's either called Elementals or Elements. I think it might be called Elementals. But anyway, the whole gist of it is it's about like fire and water and air and earth, but it's more about the fire and the water in this film. And there's some hilarious puns about wind and air, and you have to watch it. But I got it right for like basically it was like, long story short, it was like my mum and dad had like taken my nieces out to a wee sort of fair thing, and I have been so burnt out. Basically, I was on the night shift. You know what I mean? I'm really good at doing the bath time in the beds. So during the day, I've just been resting, and so basically that's what I was meaning. And so in the time that they were away and it was quiet, I put on this film, and like I said, and it was interesting because I remember, you'll know who you are. I'm sure it was one of you was like, oh, you'll love that. But what was really interesting was because I'd actually just finished reading something about like elements and all that, and I was just like, I was just sort of, I was in that, I would say I was in a very sort of, I don't know, like it was in a very sort of, whether you call it shamanic or just thinking about the seasons, and I think it's just the time of year, but that's the only thing I can do. So anyway, there's a lot of synchronicity, and it was like my soul just guided me, because I was bored really, to go and put on this film. And I love it. There's nothing better when you haven't actually seen a film. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're not new to me, you know how much I love films and how much they speak to me, right? But so I can watch the same film over and over again and get a new message. But I love when I haven't watched something, and I quite like it when I'm watching my own too. You know what I mean? Whether it's because the person talks or whether it's just because I don't know. I just like, what I mean. I like watching films with people too, but you know what I mean. It's good to. So anyway, I just got so engrossed in this film, and it was fucking beautiful. Honestly, if you've never seen it, like I would, like watch it with your kids or the kids in your life, but watch it on your own. It was like, because it revolves around like this fire girl, and then obviously it's like she meets a boy that is the water, and it's all this kind of thing around like the fire and the water can't be together. Now what I feel really significant is if you and your twin flame happen to be fire and water, right, which you could role reversal that, the fire is the woman, well, what is in the film, the fire is the female and the water is the male, which is interesting because you see fire is masculine and water is female, feminine. So that's interesting when you've got a female with a fire masculine sun and a male with a feminine water sign. So some of you might actually be that. And then again, this is just one tiny part of you, right? You need to know your whole chart. Or it could be reversed. It could be like the male is the fire and the female is the water. And again, if you're same sex, just whatever, change it all up a bit. But the whole point is, I feel lots of you will really relate to that from being twin flames, because it was just like, I was just totally like, wow, when I watched it, just for what I do, for what I help people with, and obviously for my own journey too. It's just because it's just like there's so much of a hoo-ha made about how different they are, for being fire and water. And again, you can change what this is symbolic for you, and really it all just comes down to what I say all the time about twin flames is, fundamentally we're all the same. You know what I mean? Whatever it is going on in folks' lives, whether it's race, whatever, you know, whatever, all these different kinds of reasons, all the blocks, the apparent blocks that come up, stop you being together, it's not even victorious, as I just got looked at these cards, like blocks, victories in reverse not happening. You know what I mean? It's like, it should be like that. Victories and overcoming the blocks. And that's actually something's needed to shift energy for whoever resonates with that stuck energy of today that I've tapped into. But anyway, watch it. I don't think I really need to say any more than that. Just watch it. You'll get it yourself. It was, but I was actually crying by the end of it, and I got quite frustrated because it hadn't finished yet, and my nieces came back, and one of them just, oh my god, would not stop talking. But anyway, my mum managed to distract them enough to go and bake something else, and I got to watch the end of it, and I was shedding a wee tear. But anyway, it was really, really lovely wee film. So whether you watch it with the kids in your life or you watch it yourself, I highly recommend it, definitely, because I found it to be very twin flamey. So talking to twin flamey, I just want to, let's just get a theme, right? It doesn't matter whether you're divine feminine, divine masculine, whatever your gender is. Like I said, I normally call this countdown to Halloween, and I probably will just keep it that, but can I just make it clear, I don't want to get too serious about this, but I know the dark agendas and everything behind both. That's an interesting whatever I was going to say there though, betwined. I don't know if that's a word. Behind Halloween especially, and behind Christmas, and blah blah blah. I could go on, right, but it is also a lot of fun for people. I'm neither here nor there about it, guys, but what I do find fun about Halloween, I'm not going to lie, is using these Halloween themed decks. So I have spent a lot of money on these over the years, so we've got to use them, do you know what I'm saying? I use a lot of my shadow work cards when it's October, November as well. So anyway, I love this Halloween tarot. I would say this Halloween tarot deck got me more loving tarot in general, but I just find the pictures on, like, my favourite one in this is probably the Wheel of Fortune, because it's a man stuck to a wheel, and think about the energy I've just channeled today. It always reminds me of the men, whatever, divine feminine, divine masculine, that are trapped in situations. It could be a woman too, but you know, just basically it's a man on the wheel. I always wonder when I'm saying that if it's because it's going to come out, but if it doesn't come out, it'll come out at some point, and it's like. But again, the Wheel of Fortune is about, you know, your luck could change. If your luck could change at any point, so that might be a bit of a feeling as well. So, what is the theme for today? Whenever someone watches this, because they're timeless. So again, I think I might put in a. I don't know. I sometimes don't bother with the playlist anymore, but it doesn't matter what I call it. It's just Queen of Ghosts, which, give me a minute, is Queen of Cups. Right, okay, so Queen of Cups in reverse. And the moon. Oh, right. Oh god, injustice. See, I don't want to stop when I look at these. Right, we'll not pull any more than that. And then we've got the Ace of Bats, which I think is the Ace of... Oh, look, this is interesting. We've got the Ace of Swords, and you have to be... I do this every year, man. It's like, it takes me a minute. But see, because I channel intuitively, it doesn't really matter. I'll say the right thing, but it just might not always be the... That actually goes for any time of year I'm reading any tarot, but with these particularly. But anyway, I'm sure this is Ace of Swords, right? So it's like, that was in reverse. So again, there's some kind of... Something's not clear. That ties in with the wee shorts tarot that I've done today. You know, there's muddled thinking in both. Muddled thinking and heaviness. Muddled thinking for feminine, heaviness for masculine. Feminine feeling masculines, or feminine go through their own stuff. Again, just very in the same place. And so there's some kind of, something's not clear. There's no clarity there. Or there's something's not, there's some truth has not been told, something like that, right? And then we've got the Ten of Wands in reverse here, right? So that is the same card that I've pulled for the masculine, but I pulled it upright. So in reverse, again, you can always see it two ways. It could be that it's doubled down, it's got so bad, someone's going to drop everything, and you know, they needed to get to that point to ask for help. Or it's putting the burdens behind you and maybe sharing whatever it is that's left confusion, sharing some kind of truth. Yeah, because it's someone's in some kind of, again, it's interesting that I said bored at one point during this, like, but when I was talking about when I was bored yesterday, but again, boredom, this is very deep, but this is true in shamanism, like, boredom's actually quite a good sign of, I wouldn't say enlightenment, because again, it's like we're always on the path to that. But you know what I mean, when you're in a kind of boredom place, it's like when you just learn to sort of meditate and be at peace and be. That's what I've done. Like I read for a bit in the again. I don't read physical books a lot, guys, because I just don't. Right, but it was nice. I was like, it was different for me to be in a different environment. My sister's garden's really lovely as well, and it was like I just sat quiet and I didn't have a video on. I didn't have music on. Except that's interesting. There was a faint radio, and what was that? I didn't really tune into the songs, but at one point I did, and I thought it was Hit Me Baby One More Time, but it was actually You Drive Me Crazy, I'm in too deep. And so do you know what I mean? So it's Britney Spears, I know them, but what I felt it was a Divine Masculine Collective, like, again, kind of, well, yeah, going crazy with overthinking, about either the twin flame connection, the ones that are waking up to that, or overthinking about some other situation. But I feel it's about both. But it's kind of like, look, that I'm over a missed opportunity. That makes sense, actually, because this is boredom, but it's also a missed opportunity. So burdened by not telling the truth and missing an opportunity. Yeah, well, that's very clear. So that could be like not telling the truth of how somebody feels about you if you're the divine feminine or a twin. Right, okay, so like I said, I didn't want to pull too many of these, but obviously Spirit wanted me to. So again, this is interesting because this is like, Queen of Cups is very loving, very compassionate, very warm, just wants to give all that love. In reverse, it is like, could be kind of holding back quite a bit, or there's a need to be more loving towards yourself if you've been quite tired and all that is what I'm getting from it. But again, this can also be for whoever this is as well. It could be like people around you that aren't being very nurturing or loving or kind, and again, there's some sort of secrets here. I always get pulled into the scorpion in the corner here. There could be some kind of Scorpio vibe going on. The dog is about loyalty. There's a skull here. All this could have meaning to different people. The wolf, wolf powered animal. Oh, that cat. Now that's interesting. That I almost didn't see that. It looked like a bit of the fence, and I think that's how it's meant to be. So just look out for this. Almost looks like a demon. Never mind. It's like that's like somebody in disguise, kind of creeping up on you. So just look out for people that are not who they say they are. Because again, the moon is very psychic. We're just coming out of a full moon. It's a very, very psychic time, heightened synchronicities, but the moon is also illusions, and it can also be deception in some sort of way. Again, it's like I was born in the 18th, which is the moon card, so it's why I'm very good at seeing through all of that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's almost like, do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you think you're being tricky, but it's like I spot that. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm very good at helping people with shadow work, and also if I want to keep a secret, I can keep a secret. Do you know what I mean? And that's funny because people be like, oh, Claire would never be able to keep a secret. It's like, well, no, I do actually, because I deal with people's quite private stuff. So, yeah, there's whatever I said about all that, right? This is hidden stuff, secrets. Again, it kind of fits with someone kept their, oh, right, I just got it. Someone held their love back. Because it doesn't matter about being feminine, this could be any gender. Someone held their love back and it was a secret. But I feel the justice is going to come about. And remember, justice, it is Libra season right now. This is the justice card. It's like, I feel there's going to be some sort of justice around getting the truth and clarity around something specific. So it's not going to be for everyone, but it'll be for someone. So let's just do the Halloween card now, and then I can get this uploaded. And like I said, because just with all the other sorts of stuff I've had going on, I've not been doing as many like video, like, I've been doing the lives, so you can find me on the lives every day, but I've not been keeping up with these. So What's some message that somebody needs today? Anyone out there? What would be meaningful for them? And you can watch these at any time. They're timeless. And obviously all that bit before won't be for everyone. It will just be whoever it's meant to make sense to. Night song, hidden talents. Here we go. Oh my god, look at this. So I get so dramatic, don't I? So hidden. Oh my god. Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm just trying to pull one, man. But anyway, I did point out to the star. I did point out to the star. That could mean something. I did point out to the skull. So the skull is obviously quite significant here to someone. I see it as like it's a death and a rebirth sort of feeling, but the hidden, it's because I kept saying with the moon, hidden, secret, night. Let's see what this says. And then trick or treat, mischief, and play. Right. So, night song, hidden talents. A ruby red bird singing in the darkness, full of sound, like an unopened present, ribbons still bound. Right away, unopened present. I totally get what this is about. It's like somebody has hid their feelings, and it's like, this is so weird, the synchronicities. There literally was. There's 2 unopened presents in my sister's house that I noticed, right? I literally noticed a book that must have fell down the side in the bedroom or something. And it's like, it must be like a kid's book and it's wrapped in Christmas paper. So there might be something about Christmas, right? But it was like an unopened present. Hilarious synchronicity. And there was also an unopened present in their living room that I noticed, which must be for somebody's, I don't know, birthday or something coming up. But it's right. So, but I feel the unopened present is that it was like, if this is you could have opened the, this is funny analogies, but you could have opened this present, like you could have opened up this connection more to see what was there. But for whatever reason, whether it be through fear of intimacy, which is most of the time what it is for twin flames, or other people's influence about, this isn't going to lead to anything more than what it is, kind of thing, or if you even got it to lead to anything, because not all of you, whatever it is, it's something like that. It's like you didn't open the present, and that's what the regret is about, the missed opportunity. It's almost like I'm seeing like the Ace of Pentacles. It's like you were given a gift, a present from the universe of this person or this connection. And now I'm being drawn to when I pulled the Four of Cups, it's like, you didn't see that. You didn't see that that's what it was at the time. But whoever this is for, you do now. Or your twin flame does. And again, I feel when I'm channeling that, I just feel that as everyone to a certain extent, but whatever, just take the bits that resonate. Right, so a bird singing at night is an unusual occurrence, and those birds are known as singers of the darkness, are almost always considered sacred or frightening. That's kind of similar to what I channeled about the moon and what I help people with. I help people deal with the stuff that other people are too scared to help them deal with, their own darkness, you know what I mean? From the operatic nightingale through to the hooting owl, hearing a bird that you cannot see, weaving its magic through the night sky, has captivated humans for millennia. In the past, at Halloween time, a night that the veil between the worlds was said to be the thinnest, these night birds were considered either omens or messengers of the gods. Depending on the culture, their voices were perceived as good luck or positive validation, or alternatively a warning. And I just said warring. No such thing as coincidence when I pulled the conflict card earlier on the shorts about continuing on a certain pathway. In some mythology, the night bird was able to direct us towards discovering our talents and true purpose, a guide of kind in the darkness leading us to the dawn. Should this beautiful but shy bird sing to you by appearing during your divination, know that you must unwrap the present of yourself. Wow, look. That's very shadow work. Some of the gifts within you remain unopened. I feel, again, this is so clear to me. This is like, again, that must be how you feel or your person feels. It's like, it's so clear to you or your person that you left something unopened, like you just didn't go there. And so I feel we've got this, and then I pulled the Two of Swords. It's like the split place where people are at is someone's going to wallow in the, it's too late, it's a missed opportunity, I didn't do anything about it. And others are going to, it's kind of that half glass is half empty, half full. They're going to do something about it. Like they're going to move forward and they're going to see if it's not too late to open the present. This is hilarious analogies, by the way. And again, can I just say, if you are in the the kind of wallowing and the, you know, the whatever, no energy, or whether it's all kind of, you know, just I feel there's a lot of exhaustion. Obviously, I saw that from the cards. And obviously, as being a divine channel, I can feel it. I'm tapping into that from people. You can move from one to the other. You know, I like feel everyone moves from one to the other when they're ready. So look, some of the gifts within you remain unopened. The time has come to step into your true potential and claim all possibilities for yourself. There is no more time to waste, no more excuses. Do you know what? And I'm not actually going to read the other ones because I just want to go on. I just feel they wanted to home in on the skull thing and the it's time for play. Because look at what I spoke about. I spoke so much about children on this because I was with my nieces, but also it's about, you know, your inner healing your inner child. And there's something here about really expressing yourself. Sorry, I do just want to pull some of these. It's like no more excuses for not doing something. Do not be tempted to lower your standards again, because it does just feel like that's because this is again. It's like because some people are afraid of opening the present. What for? Okay, it's gonna be different things to different people. Like you lowered your standards, or your person that you mean. It's like you just went for something that was less challenging, less scary, and opportunity or windfall, and you missed the opportunity. But that carrot's still dangling, you see. It's still tempting someone. They've never forgot about this connection. Money will be coming to you. And this is what I always get with twin flames. Like the money will be coming to you after the parting of ways of either a romance or business. I feel abundance will be coming to someone when they break away from wherever they lowered their standards. Whether it be in a person, friendship, business, you know, it's the abundance comes in when you step forward to what was always meant for you. But things are happening slowly, but they're happening slowly but surely getting ahead. So again, it feels like maybe someone's taking themselves out of the darkness, dark night of the soul, into that playful energy, doing something about. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck, by the way? I got drawn the skull, and now we've got the skull again. I wondered why I was picking up another deck of cards. Hidden secrets can harm you. Somebody's found something out in September. Or there's just something about September, you know, like we've obviously just come out, it's literally just come out of September yesterday, so I guess it would even be something that happened yesterday, but it's like, I feel this full moon in Aries has really brought some kind of secret to light, yeah, because that full moon in Aries is about the truth, but fuck it, and it's some kind of, it could even be just like you hid from yourself your deeper feelings, and it's arisen with that full moon. But whatever it is, like, look, recognition, reward for merit. I feel like when you pay attention to your feelings, yeah, and my alarm's going off in the room, so I'm going to go and get it. Yeah, when you pay attention to your feelings and you do something about it, whether it is, oh my god, look at this. Oh my god, what the fuck? Shit, these cards are crazy. Right, I can't stop pulling them. This is so crazy. It's a mixture of everything I've fucking said. Right, look at this, right? When you reward yourself for being able to see through what you couldn't see through before, whether it's your own ego that was causing you to self-sabotage or other people, it's usually a mixture of other things like people influencing you. Romance, celebration, party, like positive business things, good fortune will come your way, new job, career, love, deep affection, caring because you're going for what you do actually deserve, and like more good luck. But look, depression, anxiety, worry that someone's against you. Again, this could literally be the fear that because you've been in things that have hurt you before, that the person you want to go towards, which in this case I feel it's towards, you know, twin flames, this feeling of anxiety could have been holding someone back, or it's just being aware that there's other kind of vultures around you, right? That your twin flame isn't that. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, understanding. Someone knows that now. And fear, worries, tense situations, this is what's around someone. Right, okay, I'm going to end it here, and yeah, hope it made sense to you, and I'll see you in the next one.